There are a variety of ways to get groups of objects or collections, and let's look at a few of them. So if we go down here and we find the property images. Now remember, images was part of the document object model, right? Here we have the document and here we have images. And this really means all of the images in the web page. So whatever web page we're working with, it means all of those images. And that's a collection because there's the possibility there can be more than one of them. So if we look at this property, and there are some things that we can do. So let's go ahead and look and see how it works. So notice what they're doing. They're saying document.images. That's how you access it. It's this hierarchy. You start with document and then you go .images. And this then is the collection. And once we have the collection, we can use different properties and methods on it. One of the properties that a collection of objects has is a length property. And so that's what's happening here, is it's getting that length property. So if we click on here, it's going to tell us that it is 3. So there are 3 of them. If we look up here in the HTML page, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3 image tags. And we keep going. There's a paragraph, a button, a paragraph, and script, but only 3 images. And so that tells us how many there are in that image collection. Another way to get collections is with some of the methods in the DOM. So if we go down to, or up to, there are some get methods. And let's look at the different kinds of get methods. So here's one that says get elements, and you can tell it's going to give us a collection because it has an S. So there's 3 that gets elements, and that will be a collection. So here's one, get elements by tag name, and this has to do with the HTML tag, whatever tag they are. So here we can get the LI tags. So what does this one do? This one actually gets the first one. So this tells us another thing about getting them. So here we do the document, and now we use this method, get elements by tag name. Now, I think this is interesting that W3 Schools is using capitals here because they use lowercase on all their tags. You look up here, and it really doesn't matter. It's not case sensitive, so I can run the same thing with the lowercase li, and that's what you'll see me use is the lowercase when you talk about tag names. So here we see an li tag, and an li tag, and an li tag. And what this means is it's going to get all of the elements that have the tag name. And then what it does is notice it's storing that collection in a variable called x, and then it's accessing one of them. And the way it's doing that is with array notation. It's saying, oh, give me the one with index 1. Now, let's see what happens. This one will tell us how arrays are numbered in JavaScript, right? So if we go ahead and go try it, it's going to say it's T. So there we can see that element 1 is T. And so there's 3 of them, and index 0 would be coffee, index 1 would be tea, and index 2 would be milk. Let's run that and see if we do, in fact, get milk. Okay, we run it, and then we click the try button, and sure enough, we get milk. And so when you get a collection, then you can access individual elements of the collection with array notation. Another method to get it is to get it by class name. So you know how we use class equals a certain value, and in a document, right, in a web page, you can have multiple objects with the class set to a certain thing. And so we can do that here too. So we can try this out. Let's try the length again. So here we're going to try it. And here we have a div with class equal to example, another one. Here we have a paragraph with class equal to example, a button that doesn't have that class, a paragraph that doesn't have that class. And then we ask document dot, and we call the method get elements by class name, and then you specify what the value of class name is. And now when we try it, it says there are 3, and sure enough, 2 of them are divs and 1 is a paragraph, but all of them have class equal to example. So that's another way to get a collection, and this one you're getting collection by class names. The last one we're going to go over is get elements by name. And again, this is referring to an attribute, but this time it's the attribute name. And so here, if we do this and we say, okay, look at the document, that's the entire web page, and get all the elements by name that have name set to animal. That's going to be name set to animal. And here we see that there are 2 inputs there with name set to animal. And then we're going to, on that collection, we're going to get the property length. So we run that and try it, and there are 2 of them, 2 with name. So get elements by name, another way to get a collection of elements.